Governor Abbott announced bars could reopen with limited capacity and restrictions, but only if county judges chose to opt in and the regional COVID-19 hospitalization rate was low. While McLennan County is now added to the list of counties opting in to open bars starting tomorrow. The McLennan County Commissioners Court voted on the decision earlier this morning. Our CIERRA Shipley joins us live with more details. CIERRA.
NIYAH, the biggest takeaway from the McLennan County Commissioners Court meeting this morning was that it's hard for them to dictate what businesses can open and which must stay closed. Multiple bars have adapted to serve food, but really they just want to focus on what they're good at. The Bear Arms Brewery tap room turned into a dining room because owner Kevin YACKLEY wanted to get back to his real brewery atmosphere, but it hasn't come without challenges.
We are brewers first. My business plan has never been to have a restaurant of my own.
Under previous governor's orders, bars can open as long as their sales are 51% food related. Thanks to TABC guidelines, YACKLEY can use Tex Howard's barbecue sales as his 51%.
They don't have the rent and the overhead expenses that we do. So it's sustainable for a time, but we also know that the food and beverage certificate capability that we now have is temporary.
The Commissioners Court of McLennan County met today, and all commissioners agreed that allowing bars to open would be a good step in the right direction.
I'm inclined to side with the opting in.
You have to be more respectful of whether I go to bars or not. There are people that make their living that way.
Although Dr. FARLEY VERNER with the Public Health Authority gave his reservations on the idea.
I'm not saying that not opening bars is going to solve our problem. It's just one of the factors that will increase the risk some.
The Buckle is a bar that's been closed since March, and owner Webster is ready to gain back some of the thousands he's lost in revenue.
The whole thing has been an absolute catastrophe legally. The whole thing cost me probably $150,000.
Even with multiple restrictions, Webster is anxious to reopen the Buckle on Wednesday.
Right now, I'm concerned about putting milk and cereal and food on the table for my family and my employees' families.
Bars can officially open on Wednesday at 12:01 a.m. Now, with McLennan County choosing to opt in to reopening bars, our hospitalization rates must stay below 15%, or else bars are going to have to close down once more. In Waco, CIERRA Shipley, 25 News.
CIERRA, thank you. Now, there are still safety guidelines that must be followed for bars to stay open. The first is capacity. There is a 50% occupancy limit until further notice. All customers must be seated and no one is allowed to sit at a bar top. Masks must be worn by customers when they're not actively eating or drinking. Dance floors will remain closed and bars must stop serving customers at 11 p.m. Hand sanitizing stations are required at the entrance and tables can have no more than 6 people at each one. Each group must also be socially distanced from one another.